Hello and welcome to Pleasure Principles, where we dive deep into sex education, empowerment, and everything in between. Today we're exploring a fascinating topic, how genetics shape your sexual health. So, buckle up, get ready for some science-based knowledge because we're about to unravel how your unique genetic code plays a role in your sexual well-being. Let's talk about hormones, those chemical messengers that impact everything from our mood swings to, you guessed it, our sex drive. Your genes play a starring role in determining your hormone levels, specifically testosterone, estrogen, and other hormones that directly influence your libido. Think of your libido like a simmering pot on the stove. Some of us have our burners set to low and slow, while others have a raging fire underneath. Variations in specific genes can explain why some people naturally have a higher libido, always craving intimacy and touch, while others have a lower libido, feeling content with less frequent sexual activity. If you're struggling with low libido, for example, it might not be all in your head, it could be linked to your unique genetic makeup. The key takeaway here is that there's no right or wrong when it comes to libido. We're all wired differently and our genes play a significant role in shaping those desires. So let's ditch the shame and judgment and embrace the beautiful diversity of human sexuality, starting with understanding the powerful influence of our DNA. Let's dive into a topic that's often surrounded by misconceptions and stigmas: sexual orientation. While we know that sexual orientation is complex and influenced by a tapestry of factors, research increasingly points to genetics as a significant thread in this intricate fabric. Studies have identified specific genetic markers associated with sexual orientation, suggesting that our attractions might be hardwired into our DNA. This doesn't mean there's a single gay gene or a simple genetic switch that determines our desires. Instead, it points to a complex interplay of multiple genes, each contributing a small piece to the puzzle of who we are attracted to. If our genes play a role in shaping our sexual orientation, it reinforces the idea that being LGBTQ+ is a natural variation of human experience, not a choice or a lifestyle. Let's talk about baby making, or more specifically, the fascinating ways genetics can impact fertility and reproductive health. From the moment we're conceived, our genetic makeup lays the groundwork for our reproductive journey, influencing everything from our hormone production to the health of our eggs and sperm. Conditions like polycystic ovary syndrome or PCOS in women or low sperm count in men often have genetic components, making it harder to pass on those genes to future generations. Take for instance mutations in the CFTR gene. This gene plays a crucial role in regulating salt and water balance in our cells, and when mutated, it can cause cystic fibrosis. But did you know that these mutations can also impact fertility, particularly in men? It's a reminder that our genes are interconnected, and variations in one area can have ripple effects on other aspects of our health, including our reproductive capabilities. Understanding your genetic risk factors can be empowering. It allows you to make informed decisions about family planning, explore fertility testing options, and seek early interventions if needed. Let's talk about sexually transmitted infections, or STIs, and the surprising role our genes play in influencing our susceptibility. Now, before you ditch those condoms thinking your genes have got you covered, remember that safe sex practices are still crucial. For example, let's look at HIV, a virus that attacks the immune system. Research has shown that people with specific variations in the CCR5 gene, a gene that codes for a protein on the surface of our white blood cells, may have resistance to HIV. These genetic variations can make it more difficult for the virus to enter and infect those cells, providing a level of natural protection. But here's the catch. While some genetic variations can be protective, others might increase susceptibility to STIs. It's a double-edged sword. Understanding your genetic risk factors can empower you to take control of your sexual health. If you're aware of potential vulnerabilities, you can engage in safer sex practices, get tested regularly, and have open conversations with your partners about STI prevention. Let's address a topic that often carries shame and secrecy: sexual dysfunction. Whether it's erectile dysfunction, vaginismus, or other challenges that hinder sexual pleasure or function, it's important to remember that these issues are common and often treatable. Our genes provide the blueprint for our bodies, influencing everything from nerve sensitivity to blood flow, all of which are crucial for healthy sexual function. For example, Some individuals might have genetic variations that affect blood flow to the genitals, potentially contributing to erectile dysfunction in men. Similarly, genetic factors can influence muscle tone and nerve sensitivity, potentially playing a role in conditions like vaginismus, where involuntary muscle spasms make penetration painful or difficult for women. Understanding the potential genetic links can help destigmatize these issues and encourage individuals to seek help. If you're struggling with sexual dysfunction, don't suffer in silence. Talk to your doctor or a qualified sex therapist to explore potential causes and treatment options. Let's talk about the intricate dance between our mental and sexual well-being and how our genes play a role in this delicate tango. Our libido doesn't exist in a vacuum. It's deeply intertwined with our emotional state, stress levels, and overall mental health. For instance, some individuals might inherit a genetic predisposition to anxiety or depression, which can significantly impact libido. Anxiety can trigger racing thoughts and worries, making it difficult to relax and get in the mood. Depression, on the other hand, can zap energy levels and dampen desire, leading to a decreased interest in sex. Stress, that ever-present beast, also rears its ugly head in the bedroom. When we're chronically stressed, our bodies pump out cortisol, the stress hormone, which can interfere with our hormonal balance and tank our libido. The good news is that understanding this mind-body gene connection empowers us to take a holistic approach to our sexual health. Let's delve into the realm of pleasure, that electrifying surge of sensation that makes sex so incredible. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to experience touch and stimulation more intensely than others? Why certain caresses send shivers down our spines while others barely register? Well, my friends, a lot of it boils down to our genes. Our genetic makeup influences the development and distribution of nerve endings throughout our bodies, including those oh-so-sensitive erogenous zones. Some individuals are blessed with a higher density of nerve endings in certain areas, making them more sensitive to even the lightest touch. Others might have a genetic predisposition for increased blood flow to the genitals, leading to heightened arousal and more intense orgasms. What matters most is understanding your own body's unique responses and communicating your needs and desires to your partner. Let's navigate the complex world of sexual development, a journey orchestrated by a symphony of hormones and genes. From the moment we're conceived, our genetic makeup sets the stage for our physical and sexual maturation, guiding the development of our reproductive organs, secondary sex characteristics, and overall sexual identity. Sometimes variations in our chromosomes, those tiny thread-like structures that carry our genes, can lead to differences in sexual development. These chromosomal variations highlight the powerful influence of genetics on our sexual journey. Let's face it, when it comes to our health, knowledge is power. Understanding how our genes can influence our risk for certain sexual health conditions can empower us to make informed decisions and take proactive steps toward prevention and early detection. Just like our genes can predispose us to conditions like heart disease or diabetes, they can also increase our susceptibility to sexual health issues that can impact our comfort, fertility, and overall well-being. For instance, did you know that women with a family history of endometriosis, a condition where uterine-like tissue grows outside the uterus, have an increased risk of developing the condition themselves? By understanding our genetic risk factors, we can work with our healthcare providers to implement appropriate screening measures, make informed lifestyle choices, and potentially mitigate our risk. Let's get real for a moment. Body image plays a huge role in how we show up in the bedroom. Our perception of our physical selves can either fuel our confidence or leave us feeling insecure and vulnerable. Our genetic makeup influences our body type, height, weight distribution, and other physical characteristics that can impact how we view ourselves. It's important to remember that our worthiness and desirability are not defined by our genetic blueprint. Instead of viewing our genes as limitations, we can choose to appreciate them as part of what makes us unique. Genetics is just one piece of the puzzle when it comes to sexual health. Environmental factors, lifestyle, and personal choices also play critical roles. But understanding how your DNA influences your sexual wellness can empower you to make informed decisions about your body, your health, and your intimate relationships. By embracing a holistic view of sexual health, we can cultivate more fulfilling and empowered sex lives. Thank you for joining us today on Pleasure Principles. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. See you next time.